swabbed, we have your temperature taken. There's a lot of things being floated out there. And here to help us answer that, we bring in our company, Republican strategist Adam Goodman and Lauren Claffey. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
All right, yesterday we had two pollsters on that gave us some really interesting news. And the first thing I want to talk about is what it's going to take for people to re-engage in the economy and in society with assurances, right? And so that means that there's social distancing stuff. So let me put this up on the screen for you right now. And I think what's really interesting is that you've got over 57% of the people saying, okay, within 3 months, they're ready to engage again and travel. But you've got 40+% that say, we're looking at 3 months plus. I mean, that means August going forward. And so my question to you, Lauren, is where are you on that scale? When are you willing to travel again? And I guess we'll define travel as flying or taking mass transit and staying in a hotel.
I mean, I'm going to be comfortable the minute that we get indications from the state or the place in which I'm traveling that there has been a flattening of the curve and it's safe to go through that again. I think right now those poll numbers are probably a reflection of the news media and the information that we're getting on a daily basis that this is not safe to go out yet. And so those poll numbers, I would expect those to continue to creep up as we get more positive news about where we are in defeating this virus.
All right, Adam, what about you? I mean, are you ready? Are you itching like Lauren to go back out again? Or are you waiting until the all clear has been given like 18 times?
I think I'm waiting for the 19th time. No, actually, I'm in Florida right now, planning to come back to D.C., where both of you are, Lindsay and Sean, but I'm going to drive. I'm actually going to drive the 13 hours because I'm leaving in like a week or so. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to fly on the return trip soon after that. The poll you're talking about makes a lot of sense, and Lauren really hit this. The news media right now is so darn negative. I was on the Boston Globe site yesterday, and the top 5 stories are all making you want to hide for cover. So you get a constant battering of that. Sure, you're nervous, but we're all built around something called, of course, the herd mentality. We're waiting for someone in the herd to move in another direction and show us it's safe or safer. And once we see that, I think we're going to move aggressively. But right now, we're all being cautious and careful and dipping our toe in the water and making sure the water is warm.
Well, one of the assurances that these polls ask is if people were willing to go out, if they would be willing at a large sporting event or a restaurant to be swabbed or have their temperature taken. And listen to this, 40% of people said they would gladly be swabbed before going into a restaurant or going to a large sporting event. I found that kind of interesting. Lauren, would you be willing? Where do you fall on that?
I would be willing, but it would have to be in a private place where people couldn't see them sticking that thing up my nose. But otherwise, I would be completely okay with it.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. But do you, so you go to a restaurant in downtown D.C. You want them to take you over to the corner, and then do you care who's doing this? I do. I don't know that I want the host or the maitre d' doing this.
Yeah, no, it would have to be a nurse or a medical professional or someone.
That's the sticking point.
To do it.
Right.
And it would have to be in a private room.
Adam, do you need a private room?
No, I think I invite all my friends. Let's go swabbing, right? No, to be serious though, I think we're very rapidly going to see a lot of innovations coming online, Sean and Lindsay. Innovations that make taking your temperature very easy to do, that make us feel safer when we're out there, not just socially distancing, but when we're out there, with other people, with friends. Those are coming online very quickly. But in the here and now, if I go into a restaurant, I'd like to see that you're taking this seriously enough that I feel a little bit more secure being a part of it.
Would that be taking your temperature to make you feel more secure, or would it be swabbing as well?
I have no problem with either one, frankly.
No, really?
Sean, you clearly do.
Yeah.
I really don't. If it makes everybody, Lindsay, it's a good question though, because it's not just me in the restaurant or in the business establishment. It's everybody else that's working there. I want them to feel as secure as I do.
Right, and Adam,
it's not really fair.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And Lauren, I think Adam's right. I want to walk in and feel like it's clean, like the waiters and waitresses are wearing masks, that people are spaced appropriately apart. That's what I want to see, the visualization of them taking it safely. What are you looking for, Lauren?
Yeah, I think this is actually where companies and brands and business owners actually play a really strong role in communicating the safety of where we are right now, because that's going to be the biggest difference of somebody being comfortable spending their money at that establishment again. Is the brands have better sometimes reputation than the government does. And if they're indicating that it is safe to go out again, that they are doing everything they can to keep the space clean, and that they're going to take appropriate measures that don't violate your privacy, but that make sure that everyone can enjoy themselves in a safe way, that's going to be hugely successful.
One other poll I want to show quickly is there was a question, are you ready to return now without hesitation? And this was also shocking to me. So the poll was done April 1st and then April 22nd. And there was actually an uptick on people willing to take a cruise. 53% of people said on April 22nd they'd be willing to take a cruise, which is also interesting in conjunction with people willing to stay at a hotel, which was only 33%. And I asked this to the guys yesterday. I just feel like a cruise ship is a hotel on water. But what would you, Adam, be willing to do right now without hesitation?
Well, it's interesting when you see the cruise number, Lindsay. Part of this, and living in Florida, I think I have maybe a somewhat different perspective. A lot of people are out and about in the parks, in the playgrounds, and frankly, they're not wearing masks, but they are socially distancing. I think when you're outside, you feel a little bit more secure than when you're inside in the COVID era. And so when you think of a cruise ship, you're thinking mostly you're having those wonderful times looking at the vistas that you're passing it by, but you're outside or you're doing things outside. I think that's more comforting than going into a movie theater right now, which is confined space where I think your mind can start to really play on your fears.
Yeah, no doubt. And oftentimes movie theaters aren't that clean anyway. How about you, Lauren? What would you be willing to do right now without hesitation?
Right now, a hotel, I would never be caught dead on a cruise ship, COVID or not. So that would immediately be out for me. But again, I think it's really the perception that people have of the cleanliness and how confident they feel in the brand and the reputation of the company that they're visiting. I mean, people are going to feel different about a Motel 6 than they would a Ritz-Carlton, for example. And so I think it's really important that the companies actually communicate the efforts that they're taking here.
The funny thing is, all of us to some degree have had some background in communications and messaging. And I think you're absolutely right that these companies have got to now go into brand reputation and talking about how they're communicating with their customers that it's a safe environment. Because 100%, I'm with you. The thing that was interesting about that poll, though, is that the number for people willing to stay in a hotel ticked down. So more people were ready to go on a cruise, but not willing to stay in a hotel. And I just thought that to me was fascinating. I don't know that I'm ready to do either one right now. And that's the interesting thing. But Lauren, let me ask you this. Are you ready to go to a restaurant? Is that on your agenda list?
Absolutely. I mean, Augusta, Georgia, my hometown, they've reopened a lot of the restaurants. It's, in Georgia. So that was part of Governor Kemp's slow reopening. But everyone's spaced 6 feet apart. Everyone is reporting that they feel really safe and happy there, that they're getting their meals. So I would completely support that.
Right. Well, this has been great. I appreciate you guys both coming and sharing your thoughts, as always. Thanks for being part of our company.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, coming up, we got our good guys, and we've got some good ones today.